Hello beautiful people and welcome back again to my tutorial for today. I hope you all are doing very well. Thank you for being here with me. And if you are new to this channel, I am the Needle Woman. Feel free to hit the red icon to subscribe and also touch the notification bell if you want to get notifications anytime I upload. Okay, so for today's tutorial, we're going to be using this stretchy fabric for it, and I'll be making use of both the fronts. This is the front. I'll be making use of both the front and the back of this fabric. Okay, and we're going to be making a crisscross bodycon dress. All right, let's just get started. Okay, so first I'm going to be cutting the back panel, the lower part first of all. So I'm folding my fabric into two. I'll be using a zipper allowance of 1.5 inches. This is my zipper allowance, 1.5 inches, and then our length of skirt is 28, but I'll be adding 2 inches extra for fold and for allowance, so I'll be marking 30 inches. Waist measurement is 38, divided into 4 is 9.5. I'll be adding 2 inches extra. I'm moving down by 9 inches. This is for my hip line. Our hip is 52 divided into 4 will give us 13 inches. I'll add just 1 inch extra as allowance because this fabric is stretchy. Okay, so now I'm connecting my waist to my hip. All right, I will need to drag this our hip measurement down to the hemline. That is 14 inches. I need to be sure about it here. 14 inches, which is here. And I'll move in by 2 inches and then connect it to my hip measurement. You can choose to move in with more than 2 inches. It depends on what you want. So this here now is the lower part of our dress. I'm cutting it. All right, so we're now going over to the front skirt. Okay, here we go for the front skirt. I need to explain it first. Since it's a crisscross, I'll be using the waist measurement divided into 2 instead of into 4 for this first one, for this waist area. Okay, and the waist measurement is 38 divided into 4 is divided into 2 is 19. I'll add 2 inches extra to it, leaving us at 21, which is here. Okay, now for my hip measurement, which is 52 divided into 4 will give us 13, which is here. Now since this is a crisscross, it's going to have a slant from here down to the waist, down to the hemline. If you leave this 23, if you leave this 13 here, it's not going to be okay. So we're going to be dividing the hip measurement into 2 instead of into 4. So 52 divided into 2 will give us 26, but I won't be using the whole of the 26. I'll be taking away a few inches, so I'll leave it at 23 inches, which is at this point. Okay, so I will just remove it out before we do the cutting proper. I only needed to explain it for you. Okay, I cut out 2 pieces, as you can see. For the length, I maintained 30 inches, and then for the width here, I used half of our waist measurement, which is 38 divided into 2, that's 19. I added 2 inches extra for allowance, making it 21 inches, as you can see, 21 inches. Okay. Now ordinarily I'm supposed to turn this one this way so that we don't end up cutting one side for the same thing. But because I want to be making use of both this side and this side at the front side, I'll be cutting it like this. Okay, I'll be cutting one side so that when I'm done, I will now turn it over to use any of the sides I intend to use. All right. All right, so now having spread it neatly on our cutting table, I'm going to be using the back skirt also to achieve the hip area. So I'm just placing it against our front skirt like this. The intention is just to achieve the hip area, nothing more. So I'll cut. All right, so now we have achieved the hip area, remaining the other side. Okay, now what we need to do here is to just slant it. Okay, if you want a deep opening at this lower side, you can move in very well. Okay, but I don't think I'll be needing a very big opening, so I'll not be moving in too much. So this is just okay for me. I'll also cut. Okay, let me measure it because some of my friends will still want to know how many inches I used. Okay, I took away 6 inches. All right. Okay, so now at the end of the day, we have something like this. So it's going to be like this. Okay, so this is what I meant when I said I wanted to use both sides. Okay, so it's going to come out this way. All right, so now having slanted it, as you can see, opening it up, it didn't actually give me the volume of the slit I want at the front. As you can see it didn't give me what I wanted, so I will still have to increase the slant. Okay, remember first it was 6 inches. I think I'll still have to move in by 3 inches more. Okay, so making it now 9 inches in all. Okay, so I'll still have to check this one to know if it gave me what I actually wanted. Now, so checking it, you can see we have a slit here, an opening here. Okay, but still it's not yet what I want. I think on this side alone, I'll move in by 1.5 inches. That is on the left side, and then I'm using a free hand now to just curve it. The one on the left is going to be under the plain one. Okay, all right, this is just perfect, so that when I join it together, it should give us something like this. Okay, so this is just perfect, and with that we are done with our lower part. Let's now go over to the upper part. Okay, so here we go for the back panel. I cut out these pieces using the largest body measurement at the upper part, which is the bust. Okay, I will still be using 1.5 inches for zipper allowance. All right. For our half length, it is 17 inches, but I cut out 18 inches. Okay. Our shoulder measurement is 16 divided into 2 will give us 8. Armhole is 9. Our bust measurement is 43 divided into 4 will give us 10.75, which is here. I'm adding 2 inches extra for allowance. Okay. All right. Now our waist measurement is 38 divided into 4 will give us 9.5. I'll be adding 2.5 inches here. 1 inch is going to serve for that. All right, so I'm joining the bust to the waist measurement. Now for the volume of our neck, I'll be using 2 inches. And then for our neckline, I'll use 3 inches. Okay. This is also standard for our shoulder slope. For the shoulder slope, I'll make use of 1/2 inch. Okay. All right, so I'm going ahead to cut. And then we are going to be achieving that using the easiest way possible, which is with the help of the back panel. Okay. This is not on fold. I'm cutting one first of all. So I'll just spread my back panel against the uncut fabric. I'll be leaving 1 inch extra at the front. Okay. This is 1 inch longer than the back panel. First, I'll be tracing out the armhole area and then the side. Okay. I'll also trace out just the neckline. I hope you understand what I'm doing. Okay. I'll also cut it. Okay. Okay, so for this is the length. I said I added 1 inch extra at the front. Okay. Now as for the width, I'll be dividing our waist measurement into 2, which is 19 inches. I'll be adding 2 inches extra for allowance, leaving us at 21, which is here. Okay. Now remember, this is our neckline. I hope you still remember it. All I'll need to do is using my ruler, I will connect this our neckline to this our 21 inches. Just this. So this is one part of our front panel. All right. So this is one part of our front panel. In order to avoid making a mistake, I'll need to check with my front skirt to make sure they are corresponding with each other. Okay, now I've cut two pieces of the front panel, okay, the same side. Remember, this was how we did the lower part. Sorry I didn't show it because I was trying to be very careful not to make mistakes. That is to either cut the wrong side, okay, but there is nothing there. I just placed it and cut it. It's still the same side, okay, so that when we open it up we have different sides. That's the idea. All right, now the pieces on the right side is going to overlap the one on the left side, okay, so here I need to check also, because the upper part and the lower part has to correspond. Now this one that has the smaller hemline is the left side. Remember, we went in with more inches than the one on the right side, okay, so this one is the right side. That is the side that will be like this, okay, which is also this one. So I'll need to make sure that this waistline and the waistline on the upper part is of the same measurement, okay. So whatever that is left, I will have to trim it off. Okay, so here is it. So all I need to do is trim it off. In doing this, be very careful so that you don't end up exposing more than you intend to expose at the bust area. All right. Okay, now as you can see, they are equal, okay. So with this done now, the next thing will be to cut out another strip of this using this material. I'll be using it to tape the neckline. I'll be using it to tape this place, this front area. If you like, it's optional. If you don't like, you can just fold. Since this fabric is stretchy, it is very easy to fold and sew, okay. But I'll be using this fabric. I will cut a bias like strip and use it to tape the front. I'll also use it to tape the neckline of the back, and if possible, I will also use it to tape the skirt, the lower part. I mean this place, the slanting place. It is still optional. If you like, you can fold, okay, but I'll be using this fabric. I will cut it out and use it to tape all of it. I'll go to the machine and do all of that, then I'll get back to you. Okay, now the taping has been completed both for the upper part and the lower part. The next thing should be to insert the darts, and this is how we are going to go about it. First, you are going to place the front skirt like this. Remember, half of our waist is 19. We added 2 inches extra, making it 21. So you're going to set it this way, making sure you have the waist measurement of 21 inches. Okay, so this is 21. I'm going to pin it. Okay, now the pin has been used to fasten it very well. Now I'm going to find the midpoint. And when I do that, I'll just notch it. All right, just so we don't get confused, my bust point to bust point is 8 inches, divided into 2 is 4. So I'm going to take 4 inches on each side. Okay, so this is where my dart will sit. I hope it's well understood. So I'm going to hold it like this. Make sure my stitch is exactly on this marked point. I hope you understand. So I'll move in by, I'll just collect half an inch. Okay, and also on this side half an inch. Okay, so I'll proceed now to my machine to first stitch this point together. Okay, and then insert the dart. You also do it like this. If you like, you open this one up, you unfasten it, insert the dart, unfasten this one, insert the dart. Of course, you should know that this side the dart is going to be on this plain side. For this other side, the dart is going to be on the patterned side. I hope it's very clear. Okay, also for the upper part, we are going to be doing the same thing. We're going to be making sure we have 21 inches at the waist line. Okay, now this is it, 21 inches at the waist side. Don't also forget your shoulder. You make sure you still have your 16 inches intact. Okay, now with this laid out, I'll just use my pin also to hold the lower part firmly. After this, I'm going to fold it over to get to the midpoint. Okay, so this here is the midpoint. Now I'll take 4 inches also, and just like in our skirt, the dart for this side belongs to this plain one, this upper part. The dart for this pattern side belongs to the one under. I hope it's very clear. Okay, all right, so now with the dart inserted, this is what we have. Please, when you do yours, you make sure that the upper dart and the lower one corresponds, and also this end corresponds with this one. There's always room for adjustment. You might put your dart and then you discover that it's not equal here, that this place is not lapping well. Please feel free to lose your dart and adjust it to make sure that everything is lapping very well. All right, I also inserted the dart at the back panel. So the next thing would be to now join this upper one and this lower one together, but before then we'll need to join this side. We'll need to close up this place to hold it firm so that it does not open while working. Okay, so now as it is, I'm going to go to the machine, just run a stitch on top of this one. Okay, so that this place is now firmly held. Okay, now when I finish that, it is now optional. If you want, you can trim off the one that will come at the back of this place, but let me join it. Let me attach it first of all so that you understand what I mean. Okay, you see now I have joined it. I hope you can see they are now together. Okay. Okay, now at this back side, it is optional. If you feel like you want to trim this place off, it is okay for you. But if you want to leave it like this, it is still okay. All right. So the next thing I will do now is to join the upper one and the lower part together. Okay. Okay, so with the joining completed, the next thing will be the insertion of our zip. Okay. I'm going to be joining the back together first of all. From the waist area, I'll move down by 7 inches. This is for my zip. Okay. And then my zip allowance was 1.5 inches. Okay. So from this point, I'm going to close it up down to the hemline. It's not going to have any back slit because of the front slit. So from this point, I'm going to make my stitch, closing it up down to the hemline. And when I'm done, I will insert my zip. Okay, now with the zip done, I'll just join the front and the back together, first at the shoulder. Okay, I will join them at the shoulder first of all. And then I'll use the body measurement to close it up. And then the sleeve is going to be the last part. Alright. Now I've joined them both at the shoulder and at the two sides. Okay. And it's taking shape gradually. The last thing will be to just insert our fitted sleeve. Alright. Okay, lovely people. This is what we have at the end of our tutorial for today. I really wish you would try this on your own. Okay? Thank you for watching till the end. Okay, people, thank you so very much for being with me till the end. I sincerely appreciate your presence and your audience. Please, if you are new to this channel, I'm the Needle Woman. Feel free to hit the subscribe button and also the notification bell. Okay? Till we meet in my next tutorial, please take very good care of yourself and keep your head high as always. Bye.